Good morning, I'm Keith B, and I wanted to talk about some of the ways that you can start composing offense in Tekken other than just like doing strings. I know a lot of people start out playing Tekken and they kind of play it like almost like Mortal Kombat. They're like, okay, I have a string and I can put a low in it so then I can build offense, or if I do the thing, am I going to finish it or not? And while that certainly exists in Tekken, it's actually not the main way that most characters are designed to actually apply offense. One of the ways that offense can be created very simply is plus on block moves. If you have a character with good plus on block options like Dragunov, you do your plus on block, and I'm plus 6. If I'm plus 6, I can go for anything that's 15 frames or faster, and it's pretty much going to beat what Devil Jin does. With some exceptions. So Devil Jin can do the same thing. He can go for this, and he can go for his counter hit launcher at plus 8. Eventually, what's going to happen is people are going to get scared of pressing buttons, and so you can do stuff like plus on block move into plus on block move into low into plus on block move into plus on hit low into plus on block move, and so on. So you can start to apply pressure just like you would in any 2D fighting game. The thing is, while there are a good amount of plus frame moves in Tekken 8, oftentimes your safest, most cautious, and quickest options are going to leave you at minus frames. So when you're at minus frames, you don't have to stop your turn. It's not like a turn-based fighting game like Street Fighter V or one of those types of games. At minus 2, we have 3 dimensions, so we can occupy 3D space, and we can go ahead and sidestep, and then see what happens. If they whiff, we can then go ahead and whiff punish. We can also end our offense there. We can sidestep, poke again. All sorts of options that we have here. I could also, at minus frames, go for a high crush, because that's going to beat them if they try to jab, and jab is a very common retaliation. Experimenting with slight minus frames on block is a part of Tekken that I think a lot of people are familiar with. They just don't have a lot of confidence doing it when they first start out. So I have another option that's actually easier to do and creates a mind game that translates all the way to the highest level of Tekken. And that involves using moves that create some pushback on block. And usually these are a little bit slower moves. So if I were to take our guy Devil Jin here and utilize his 442, you can see this is minus 8. And it creates about a character and a half of backdash length between us. So you might think this move isn't that good on block if you were to start playing the game, because you're like, well, I want to get in so that I can do all of my cool offense stuff, and this one pushes me away, and obviously if I hit, it's really good, and then I can do all of my crazy stuff. But if it gets blocked, I pretty much have to chill, and that's actually not entirely true. You can actually use this to create a offensive mind game for yourself. And the reason is, the further... Oh, I missed my spacing there. The further spaced out you are, you're going to have more space. So this is like point-blank range pushback. Their hands are almost touching. If I just go ahead and have Devil Jin space out a little bit against me, it's even more. And in fact, it's so far away that my attempt to retaliate is likely to whiff. And then Devil Jin has the opportunity to whiff punish me. Now, you might say, well, that's all fine and dandy, but a player who knows this isn't going to want to do that. They're just going to not do anything or backdash, and that's actually good. Now you're giving them plus 8, and they're scared to press buttons. So this creates opportunities for you to then occupy that space. If I'm too scared to press here, I'm not going to do it. You can then apply your own pressure. And these different timings might cause people to accidentally press on these situations. They might just kind of like, oh, I gotta press because he might try to dash at me, so but then they press late and then they get launched. So this mind game is really useful And it works even against high-level players. They have to make a decision on these pushback situations. So just like with the +6 option, the minus with pushback option is very useful. Now, you don't have to be a Mishima to use this idea. Mishimas tend to excel at it because of the Electric Wind Godfist. But you can see right here, even with Devil Jin's... Oh, that's not it. Even with Devil Jin's down 3, he creates a little bit of pushback. And hey, he can then go ahead and whiff punish me there. Well, a lot of characters have lows like this. It's not exclusive to Devil Jin. In fact, I've got Dragunov here, and Dragunov's own down 3 is very similar to Devil Jin's. It is slightly minus, and it creates a nice amount of pushback, so I can do the exact same thing. I can also use this similar to my down forward one. I can down 3, sidestep, look for the whiff. Down 3, backdash, look for the whiff. And the nice thing about this is I'm only relying on a single backdash. So you don't have to be able to Korean backdash 100 times in a row to be able to start applying this. And because you're using linear movement, you're not as worried about, well, which way should I step? Is the tracking going to get me? You know, what if they do a launcher that tracks? None of that matters because I'm relying on the spacing, the pushback between the characters, and just giving a single backdash, which is very safe to do in Tekken 8 because I can, as long as I hold back, I'm blocking almost immediately on this backdash animation, and then I can block until it comes to a stop. So it's a very safe way to start experimenting with movement and to get more whiff opportunities with your offense. Hopefully this was helpful for some people just starting out. If you made it this far and you liked it, you should probably subscribe. If you made it this far and you don't like it, subscribe out of spite.